Let's get drunk out of our mind with some ale. This is my Ale of the Ancestors deck, because today we are playing Alchemy Skellige. So one of the most underrated decks that I've created, I feel, was the Scoia'tael deck. When I first started posting on YouTube again, and that deck was pretty good because it took me from rank 9 to rank 1, no, rank 3 very fast with very loose rate. So I thought, I'll just redo that deck again but make a lot of new additions and changes. So let's start with the deck explanation. This is an alchemy deck, so Battle Trance is the best leader for it. It lets you spawn an alchemy card, and also it has a passive where whenever you have a damage unit and you play an alchemy card, it will heal it by 1. Pretty good leader for alchemy decks. Your stratagem is Mask of Ouroboros because thinning, and you have 2 little crows which are really important in this deck. I'll tell you later why. The first card is obviously in Gedenia's Shadow, one of the best scenarios in the game. Very good in alchemy decks, very scary if you want to bleed out your opponent in round 2. Oneiromancy is for drawing whatever you want. Ale of the Ancestor. So this card recently, or the last patch, kind of got buffed with new infuse ability. Infuse, as you know, is one of my favorite keywords in the game, and it says whenever infuse, boost an unit by 3 and infuse it with whenever this unit is targeted by Mahakam Ale or Golden Froth, boost self by 2. This is pretty nutty because this is an alchemy deck and those 2 cards are alchemy cards. And what you do is you just keep infusing, use this thing to infuse your units and keep playing those on it. It'll become really, really big. And as you know, no opponents have enough removal to take everything out unless you're status NG. Thankfully I didn't face them in the ladder when I was playing this deck, so yeah. I did face control decks, but I was outpointing them, which was good. Scoia'tael, I love this card. This is one of my favorite Skellige cards. This is one of my favorite cards in the game period. I think it's pretty balanced and everything. So in my deck, he is not 1 base power, he's 10 base power. And what he does is, he'll damage himself to 1 when you play him on the range row because he's row locked now. And it's actually pretty good. If you just want to get his point value, you can just play him in the melee. If you want to get his actual ability, because if you didn't brick Freya's Blessings, you have to play him in the ranged row. And what he does is, he will replay your Freya's Blessings from your graveyard. That's pretty nutty. You can literally bring a lot of cards back. Next card is Hewlin. So this card is really good in this deck, and I wanted to create a deck with a lot of new additions than my last alchemy card deck, so I added Hewlin too. I think she's a pretty strong card, but I do think she needs to be 9p. After playing around with her in this deck, I feel she's pretty good. So she can get how much? What have I counted? I have counted 13 for 10 or 16 for 10 sometimes. If that's a pretty good scenario, but I think that's the highest I've gone to with her. So what she does is she boosts all allied humans by 1. That's not good, right? But at the start of the game, she puts 5 random Skellige bronze humans in your graveyard, which is actually really good because you literally have targets for your Freya's Blessing since the beginning of the game. That is pretty good. And I have played a lot of matches. In an alchemy deck, I have figured out she keeps giving me a lot of alchemy related cards like Crowclan Preachers and Druid and other cultist. And I was like, oh dude, that's actually pretty good. I'm literally getting alchemy cards in the game, like alchemy related units in the game, so good synergy, and I like this card. Crow Mother, she got buffed with 1 point, good change by the community, and she's really good. Avalok Sage. So this is for 100% guaranteeing that you're gonna get your Gedeniath. That's it. That's his only job. Another thing is I had a mushy truffle in this deck, but I took it out and put Hewlin because I wanted to just have some change and all that. So that's why, and he could have pulled that too. But if you guys don't like Hewlin, you can put mushy truffle. That's a suggestion. And as you know, I love when you guys take my deck and put your own stuff in it. So explore, make your deck awesome. Ermion. Okay, so Ermion is pretty... I really like Ermion just because he will pull this card. Because this has an alchemy tag, which is insanely good, right? Like, imagine it's like Avalok, but Avalok is 10 and he's 8 and he's pulling out like a very strong artifact. And Ale of the Ancestors is a really strong artifact. And or if you have both Avalok in your hand and Ale of the Ancestors in their hand, you can use Ermion to play other alchemy cards. Giga Scorpion is for a bit of control if you come across Philip or other controlling cards. Darren, his job is to throw Crow Mother to the graveyard. Not a foolproof method. Your opponents can play Squirrel and kill Crow Mother, but that's his use in this deck. Basically, I'm thinning my deck so I can guarantee getting certain cards. Bearification. Oh, if you guys haven't noticed that there is no heat wave in this deck, so I have added bearification. Reason being, there are a lot of scenarios running in the ladder and you need to kill them, especially the Mysteries of Lochfane. That is a nutty ass scenario, so yeah, that clearly needs to be shut down, so that's why I put bearification. Freya's Blessing, because you have Scoia'tael in the deck and that's the synergy, and also it has synergy with Hewlin. You can bring back cards in the round 1 itself. Crow Messengers, 2 of them, because they are alchemy synergistic cards and also thinning cards. Mahakam Ale and Golden Froth are for your Ale of the Ancestors, synergistic, very powerful. Scoia'tael, I just have one of them and I'll tell you why in the deck strategy. Oxenford Scholar, in this he will boost himself by 4, so he's an 8 for 4 in my deck. You guys can put any druid. It was a druid at first, but then I changed to him because he's a pretty good card. Crow Clan Druid, another synergistic with Gedinath because it's a druid card, and also I will explain this more in the deck strategy session. Crow Clan Preachers, because why would you not have 2 of them in your deck, because these things are really, really strong, especially with Gedinath. So yes, let's get to deck strategy. Okay, so basically what you do in this deck is in round 1, you play Ale of the Ancestors. If you have Ermion in hand, summon it. Or if you have Oniro, play it. This is a round 1 card. And what you do is, or if you want to start, you can start with Darren, throw your Crow Mother out, and then you play Ermion to get your Ale of the Ancestors. So what happens is Darren will get healed by 1 because this thing is an alchemy card, and also the Crow Mother will jump out of the graveyard. There's a huge tempo play, as you can see, and then you boost this, like you keep infusing all the units around like Ermion and all with this thing's ability, and keep playing Mahakam Ale or Golden Froth on them to make them bigger. So in round 1 you can push pretty hard, especially because Hewlin gives you few cards in the graveyard, so you can use your Freya's Blessings to bring them back. And in round 2 is where you just go all in for the kill, because I feel alchemy decks are insanely good at bleeding. It's a 100% strong card for killing round 2 or winning round 2. So if your opponent does not have any control over your Gedinath, there's like a 90% of chance that you're gonna win this. So what you do is, you just remember your Ale is already there on the board because it is a resilience unit artifact, and then you play Gedinath, use your Avalok to bring Gedinath, you play a bunch of other cards, make your Crow Clan Preachers bigger, and then I'll tell you the synergy with Crow Clan Druid and Scoia'tael. Okay, so what she does is she is actually the second main card after the Ale of the Ancestors. Reason being, you can keep playing her 2 times in round 1 if you have played her. You can keep playing her because you have Freya's Blessing. You can keep bringing her back, and you play your Crow's Eye Rhythm, and she can keep playing Mahakam Ale or the Golden Froth again and again and again and again. You can play it 4 times, and with Gediniath and Crowclan Preachers and Ale of the Ancestors, that is insanely strong. So that is basically it. There is literally no round 3 strategy because you're 90% win in round 2. But for example, if you have lost, don't worry about it. Just play Scoia'tael. Bring 2 of your cards from the graveyard out. If you already have Preachers on the board, then you play Scoia'tael, so she will get boosted by 1 or 2 if you have 2. And that's basically it. I'll put the deck link on the description. If you guys have fun with this video as much as I did playing it, do subscribe, like, share. Thank you so much for all the support. I'll see you next time.
Now stem Scoia'tael, Scoia'tael. You wouldn't want to hurt us, would you? Reach beyond what the eyes see and the ears hear.
That is how it must be tested.
Relax. Sweep your worries away. Here.
Living souls in your wake should ne'er dare forget your sake.
You seek. Again. Not done if you can still. We serve her who is virgin, mother, and crone. Plunge all into murk with the thrill grind. One who is blind can yet see.
Gods protect us.
Modern Freyr is patient, but she brooks no insult.
Reach beyond what the eyes see and the ears hear.
Bow before modern Freya. We serve her who is virgin, mother, and crone.
Rina, we'll tend your ankle biters too.
Life is eternal.
Nora!
My old name.
I don't remember. I don't care.
Take good, I don't want it. Think it yourself.
Oh, now we're craving for Mum's stew.
As you command, Lady of the Wood.
First loyal, you're not my last. countless wretches and corpses.
Manticore, then you should do the trick.
Mordred Freyr is patient, but she brooks no insult.
Go you, narrow stem, Scoia'tael, or false Scoia'tael.
While you still stand.
Turn against you. Licked my mushrooms again.
Equally in heart and mind.
Has anyone seen me parrot?
Poison beaks like a poison arrowhead. Your next move shall be your last!
I can help you if you wish.
Bow before Mordred Freyr.
One for potions, one for soup. One for potions, one for soup.
We serve her who is virgin, mother, and crone.
You wanna pass, you gotta pay. Can't let you through elseways. Blue Mountain! Never ever whistling of mine.
You're holding your board all wrong. Here,